Hi guys, this is Earl White from House Heroes. Thank you so much for checking out our website and this blog targeted towards, selling your house and moving to another state. So first, let's dive into the reasons why it can be important to sell your house while you're in the process of moving, out of the state that you're currently in. So the first reason that a lot of people, and maybe the most obvious reason to sell a house while you're relocating, is because you're going to sell your house to buy another house in a different state. Now, when you're buying a house, and when you're selling your house to buy another in a different state, the trick of it is buying a house, as we all know, is expensive. If it has to be a cash offer to be competitive where you're moving, or it has to be cash because of something with the house, you're most likely going to need to get cash out the equity in the house you live in now to buy the one you want to move into. Now, even if it's not doesn't have to be a cash purchase, you still probably need money for a down payment on the new place. So you may need to pull out equity again in your current house by selling it to move into the new state. And let's not forget, when you're moving to a new state, you may not have a job already, or you may have you have moving costs. You may be furnishing your new place, so you simply may need more money to get the move to another state, and you're going to get that from selling your house. So that's reason number one why it's important to look into selling your house before you really finalize your move. Another reason you need to sell when you're moving is just owning a house is expensive. There's a lot of costs of ownership. You have ongoing taxes, ongoing utilities, maintenance, insurance. It can cost thousands of dollars to be a homeowner every month. And that's going to keep ticking. If you move and you don't have the sale of your old house completed, those costs are going to keep ticking away every month. This is particularly expensive if you have a mortgage on the house that you're moving from. So think about it. You move to this new state, you got a new house, you're going to have all the costs of home ownership or renting in this other state, and you still have the costs of the mortgage on your old house, right? So that's a lot of money once you factor in if you still have a mortgage, and most of us, can't really afford to keep the cost of living up in two different states. Next thing is, this can be a very serious concern depending on where the house is. If you leave the house, there's a good chance it's going to be vacant. And houses that are sitting vacant, they're susceptible to a lot of bad outcomes. For example, you won't be at the house, right? So if plumbing breaks, or there's a roof leak, or there's an electrical problem, no one's going to be there to see it. Yeah, you could have a property manager check in periodically, but if a pipe breaks, water's going to be pouring in, and that's just going to keep going, until someone stumbles by and notices something. Besides, something happening at the house, depending on the climate where you are, squatters might be a big deal. We do a lot of stuff down in Florida. Squatters are a huge deal down there. So if you have a vacant property for any period of time, you could, pretty much assume someone's going to move in there. And obviously, if the squatter's in there, then you're not going to be able to sell it at all until you go through the eviction process. Next is, even if it's not a squatter, if you even if it's not a squatter and you live and you have this vacant house, it's very likely that there could be a theft at your house. It could get robbed. So even if you move all your belongings out, which is not always possible, if you're leaving to one state to another, but just say even if you get your belongings out, people still will steal from houses. They steal air conditioners, even central air. Believe it or not, people steal windows, copper wiring. So if you're not around, most likely, or for a long period of time and not watching things, there could be a theft at the house. And lastly, vandalism. No one's watching the property. Someone could vandalize it when if it's not being cared for or monitored. So the last reason that's really important, to sell a house is if you're selling a house for job relocation. Obviously, jobs can sometimes be like a once in a lifetime opportunity. You may be in Florida and you get a job in California, and it's either a huge pay increase and you really need that money, or maybe it's not, but it's like your dream job, and then you got to sell quickly. And relocate quickly. So those are the main reasons that people should strongly consider selling while they're moving to another state. One, you need to sell the house to buy another in a different state. It's expensive to own two houses. There's the risk of vacancy. Always dangerous to have a vacant property that you're not monitoring, and you may need to sell the house for job relocation. If it is going to be job relocation, you don't forget to ask your company that you're relocating with if they can cover moving costs, first month's rent, security deposit if you're renting. Some companies, if you're high enough executive, they may even consider buying you out of your old house so you can move to new house. Okay, guys, thanks.